Hey guys, how's it going? Eli here, back with another video where today we're going to be having a conversation about some potential investment traps, or are they still really good buying opportunities? Without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Now, I usually give my whole spiel about we're doing giveaways and how to enter, of course, subscribe and yada, 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 right? But I want to make a special announcement for today that's a little bit different and a little bit last second from usual things. So if you don't already know, on Friday, we of course are going to be dropping our Patreon, and it's going to have a ton of awesome specials, including access to a wholesale distributors list to be able to get Pokemon product, Magic product, Yu-Gi-Oh, and so much more, of course, at wholesale prices, and a bunch of other analytical things we're going to be adding for those of you guys that are interested in upping your game when it comes to Pokemon collecting and investing. Now, the more exciting piece of news that, of course, I'm excited about the Patreon, don't get me wrong, but we are going to be doing a collab with a couple of other Pokemon YouTubers on Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And this collab is going to be a live stream where we all attempt to buy out all of the EXs or better of Steam Siege. Now, for those of you guys that are kind of curious how this kind of spurred, more or less, Nostalgianomics came on our live stream this last Tuesday. It was the first time he'd been back in over several months, and we just started talking because if you've been a part of those live streams for a while, it's always been a huge meme that like Steam Siege is the best investment. So we figured, why not, take that an extra step further and buy out all of the Steam Siege singles. And so if you haven't already, of course, join the Discord. We do have a pledge page. It's just for individuals that are serious, of course, on partaking in this. You don't have to, of course, pledge to spend however much you want to spend. But if you want to, of course, help be a part of the buyout, then you can join the Discord link and you can add your name to the list. Otherwise, of course, you can always just stop by and partake in the madness. But the live stream, we're going to have a couple of other Poketubers that are going to be a part of it, and they're going to be joining in and filtering in and out. And we're going to try and make it a huge event because, if we're going to make a huge meme out of this, we got to make it fun. And of course, I'm super excited for that. Once again, 12 Pacific Standard Time on Black Friday, if you want to just, of course, watch when it all goes down. But now jumping into today's topic. So for today's video, we're going to, of course, be talking about some investment traps. And the reason why is I get questions all the time. Eli, do you still think this is a good buy? Yes or no? And the two most particular ones I get asked a lot on are the ultra premium collections and most notably Silver Tempest. Now with Silver Tempest, obviously, if you've been following my channel for the past, I want to say month or two, Silver Tempest was one of those booster boxes that I felt was going to be an amazing long-term investment opportunity, and it had the potential for being a really good short-term investment opportunity. As it stands, the overall, of course, prices for the short term have not been the best. But I don't find that to be a coincidence whatsoever, considering we've literally got Black Friday in 2 days and prices on a lot of product are going on discounts. However, that doesn't, of course, stop people from being very FOMO-y, trying to panic sell, basically starting to lose out on their positions. One of the biggest things, of course, I've talked about in depth is always doubling down when it comes to dollar cost average, because if your short-term investment doesn't go the way you want it to, whether because there's surprise reprints or whether because the price just decides to go sideways or down, always being patient is key, and understanding that this is a long-term game, especially considering sealed product is always going to go up over time because it is deflationary. As more is opened, then there becomes less supply, and it doesn't matter what the demand is. It could go up, it could go down, it could go sideways, but as long as more booster boxes are being opened, the supply is going to be lower than that of the demand, allowing the prices to rise. So the first thing, of course, we're going to be taking a look at, Silver Tempest booster boxes are currently as low as $88 on eBay. Now, some people, of course, have been able to take advantage of other websites selling them outside of eBay for $86, $87. If you want to check that out, there's some deals links in the Discord still probably that have them active. If not, I have seen some go out of sale, of course, because they just sell out so fast. But In all honesty, I've said it before and I will say it again. Silver Tempest is a set that centers around an extremely strong character, Lugia. It is one of the strongest characters in the entity of Pokemon as a brand. You take a look at Charizard, Rayquaza, Lugia. Those are kind of like the three best Pokemon characters when it comes to comparing investments in the history of just, general Pokemon characters. Historically, over time, Lugia has been dominant when it comes to each and every era as some of the top performers. Even if we look at the Sun and Moon era, of course, before there was that resupply for Lost Thunder, it was the most expensive booster box and even more expensive than Celestial Storm, which was, of course, the Rayquaza set, and Burning Shadows was even lesser of that. To be fair, Burning Shadows was significantly a worse set. It's very much so like Champion's Path. It's Charizard or bust, but still, it was a set that performed relatively strong considering it just had a Charizard. Lugia, of course, being that in the Silver Tempest set, is in a very similar position. Sure, there isn't a ton of other high desirable alternate art outside of the Lugia, but from what we expressed and experienced, of course, on our most recent Pokemon break, the pull rates were much, much better than Lost Origin. With Lost Origin, of course, I was able to pull one alternate art out of 2 cases. And for the most recent stream, it was about 1 in every 2.5 booster boxes is when we were able to pull, if my memory does serve me correct. So, the possibility, I would say, of you being able to get an alternate art is so much higher. Not to mention, too, according to, of course, our averages, we were able to get at least 1 gold or a rainbow or an alternate art each and every booster box. So the possibility in terms of being able to pull just general good stuff, even if you're of course not gonna get an alternate art, but you're still at least gonna walk away with a gold or a rainbow, is extremely high. And yes, although once again, when it comes to the rainbows and such, you've got a couple of Pokemon that some people might like, might not like, but it's really of course always going to be the Lugia. That doesn't really change my perspective. It still stayed the same. It still has a really cool character rare subset, and it's still one that I believe is a really good opportunity at $88 or cheaper. Of course, we'll be doing an update video on Friday for Black Friday day of deals if we do happen to find cheaper prices, because dollar cost averaging on this booster box, in my personal opinion, is still a really good opportunity. Next up is the Sword and Shield Ultra Premium Collection. Now, this one's quite interesting. Obviously, we had dropped a link down in the Discord when we saw the price go all the way down to $100. We thought initially that was a great deal, which in my personal opinion, it still is a great deal. But now, as we can see on TCG Player, the price has dropped down all the way to $105, and it is getting closer to that $100 price mark, which is absolutely insane, because typically speaking, when you're going off-site, that's usually when you're going to be able to find the best deals for, of course, Pokemon product. So when you're saying on-site, you've got 105, and by on-site, I mean like, eBay, TCG Player, like more online dominant retailers for this type of collectible product. But when they're giving prices that are well below MSRP for a product like this really goes to show us once again how much supply of this product is truly readily available. And I know once again, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be shaking their boots and they're going to be like, oh, Eli, it's no longer MSRP. It's dropped well below MSRP. I bought in that special at $100 and now it's going to drop down to $100. What do I do? Same exact situation. If, of course, like there's been multiple opportunities from what I have seen expressed through the Discord, prices dropping down to $90, $95, that's just once again another opportunity for you to, of course, double down. Now, don't get me wrong. The price of wholesale, if you guys don't know, depending upon which distributor you're buying from, ranges anywhere between $80 to $90. So a lot of these people that are doing these flash sales are literally just trying to get rid of product, so they're not making money. So in my personal opinion, when it comes to these prices, I think they're going to be very short-term lived. Once it comes down to after Black Friday, after Christmas, Wave 2 is officially done, and who even knows what Wave 2 is truly going to look like in terms of if we see prices truly go at wholesale or lower. But regardless, at the end of the day, it's still a really good opportunity to just dollar cost average at a lower price. And once again, long term, this product is very much so deflationary because as more, of course, is being opened, then the supply goes down for it. So, more or less, this is just once again another opportunity for you guys to be aware that, hey, don't panic. Don't try and sell everything right away. And not to mention too, even if you're saying to yourself, all right, I'm going to panic with, of course, the price of, buying these Pokemon special ultra premium collections at the price that you're buying them for. If you do the math on how much all of the promo cards cost, they average about $20. Of course, some being slightly more, some being slightly less. And then you break down the averages of the pack prices after that. If you're buying it for around $100 price point, you can easily just break it down and sell it and try and break even on that, then have to flash sell it. Now, I'm not saying that's what you should do. I'm highly advising against that. But of course, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. But what I am saying is there's better alternative routes that you can go in terms of trying to recoup your money, especially when considering how expensive it is to, of course, ship one of these ultra premium collections, being such a weird dimensional clunky box. So definitely, of course, I think doubling down once again is just the best option when it comes to getting a lower dollar cost average, because long term you're going to be extremely thankful for it, as the product itself is going to be extremely high in demand long term, not to mention, of course, considering the fact that it does include some really amazing packs from Sword and Shield, and once those sets go out of rotation in about another year and a half or two, then it's going to be even more in high demand, because a lot of those packs are not going to be readily in print anymore, and they're not going to be as readily available. And Evolving Skies being one of those high demand packs that people are always going to be clamoring for, as we've seen the demand for that product just absolutely skyrocket. But more or less, whole point of this video, of course, the question is opportunity, investment trap. As I've been saying for the past, history of this channel, I should more or less say, the name of the game is always the same. It's be patient, don't FOMO. Look at this as opportunities. When it comes to investing, you should be very emotionless when it comes to entering your positions and trying to understand what is best for you in the long-term game. And that is, of course, lowering your overall price of entry when it comes to your investments. With Black Friday around the corner, all this makes sense as to why prices are dropping. I don't think that is a coincidence that, of course, you're seeing a lot of the prices drop around the same time, because there's just a lot of deals going on. And of course, we'll keep you up to date on when the rest of the deals do drop on Black Friday. But as far as it goes, that is all for today's video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. As always, make sure if you want to enter into our weekly giveaways, you leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We post pre-recorded content for you to do so each and every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. As always, since you can comment and like in each video, that allows you for multiple entries. And then we've got 3 winners each and every week, so multiple opportunities to win on top of that. If you haven't already done so as well, make sure to check out our website if you want to, of course, buy into some of our official PokemartUSA mystery packs. We've made them better than ever this time around, so check that out at PokemartUSA.com. Join the Discord if you want to access any of the links to amazing deals that we have going on for Black Friday. And lastly, if you don't already know, we recently opened an LGS, and that LGS is selling singles on the website, e4cards.com. So if you want to help support the channel and support the LGS, then check us out once again at e4cards.com. But thank you all so much for watching. Until then, I will see you all on Black Friday stream. Peace.